Thank you, Feet, for a wonderful meeting. And one thing for the camera, take a look at this agenda. This picture's gorgeous. Where did you find it?
AI.
Really? Okay. They got pretty good at this. I will admit, this is, for those of you who maybe can't see in the camera, this is basically a picture, early morning sunrise with a cup of coffee. Very nice for this. Yeah, I do like it. Thank you, everyone who signed up for roles, including John, for signing up very last minute for a speech. Our previous scheduled speaker heard her back in person. That does make it very hard to speak. We understand. A PSA for the guests and for maybe those of you who aren't as familiar. Generally speaking, when it comes to speech cancellations, we prefer people don't do it literally the day of, so that substitute speakers have the chance to ponder whether or not they want to take a spot, sign up, and practice their speech. We do recognize that this kind of thing is an unforeseen circumstance, so I'm not calling out our scheduled speaker, but it's really for just emergencies. Another thing. Yes, on the timer introduction, we do have the cards, and we do mention 30 seconds after the red card. I guess the guests weren't here at the time before, but when we do mention the 30 seconds over, it would be nice to repeat that for contests. This does matter. For the guests, if you go more than 30 seconds past the red flag, you're disqualified. So therefore, for practice, we do actually want to keep within that cadence, because you don't want a brilliant speech disqualified by going 31 seconds over. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, for the guests who came in late, we understand that this room is kind of hard to find, so it's okay that y'all weren't on time. But now that the two of you know where we are, it's a little bit easier. Yes, pens. One thing that seems to be happening a lot is that we do seem to be using up pens. Is this one thing that we can maybe spin a little bit for out of the club treasury, just as backup emergencies? I've personally had a time where I had a role where I had to write a lot, and after I got here, realized my pen was out of ink. Stuff happens. We did decide to be a little impromptu with the impromptu speaking session. And one thing I would like to repeat on camera, I apologized for the quality of my first table topic. This is a bit of do as I say and not as I do. Don't apologize. Generally speaking, you're better than you think you are, and I'm told I was an example of this too. For those of you who are the type to serially apologize, we have therapists. Let's see, making sure I don't forget everything here. One thing also for high level, you're not supposed to look at your notes here, but I do like them. Yes, one thing also, speaking of stretch timing, for table topics, this is also for the benefit of our guests. Most of the time on the schedule, it is pretty standard. The number of speeches vary, and so the time for table topics generally also varies a little bit, because we need to leave time for evaluations. Just to make sure that we end on time, it would be nice if we had a reference to show roughly when we should be ending table topics based on how many speeches there are, just so that we can standardize the thing. Because I find that we do sometimes get really late, and for those of us who want to eat afterward, I personally get hungry. And all in all, good meeting. I do believe this is everything I had. Yes, so thanks again, Pete, and back to you and our president.